Hey guys, YouTube Warrior 100 here. Okay, and now as promised, now here I am to give my thoughts on Avengers Endgame. So, yeah, as usual, this video is going to contain spoilers for the movie, so yeah, you may not want to watch this video until you actually have watched the movie. But yeah, regardless if you want to watch this video before or after you watch the movie, this is going to contain spoilers for it. So, yeah. But yeah, I did see the movie today, like I said, and yeah, this movie was absolutely unbelievable. So yeah, I actually do like have an Avengers shirt on. I'm right here. Yeah, I like wear this shirt now whenever I go to see MCU film in the theater. So yeah, I did wear it today, and yeah, it really was fitting for the Avengers movie. Yeah. And yeah, this film, like I just said, it was absolutely, unbelievable. Yeah, I mean, yeah, this really was like the true culmination of the MCU. Like everything that has the MCU has been building towards for the last 11 years, it finally did come full circle in this film. Yeah, this film was probably what a lot of people were expecting to see last year in Infinity War. But yeah, Infinity War really just acted as really the opening half of this story, and yeah, this is what people thought they were going to get in Infinity War. Yeah, we just had to wait an extra year to get it. But yeah, this film was freaking. Oh, gosh, words cannot describe how freaking awesome, amazing, and unbelievable this film was. Like this film, just oh my gosh. I mean, seriously. I mean, the critics have really just spoken for itself for it. Yeah, this a movie already has like a 96% on Rotten Tomatoes. Yeah, and the critical consensus for this film says exciting, entertaining, and emotionally impactful. Avengers Endgame does whatever it takes to deliver a satisfying finale to Marvel's epic Infinity Saga. And yeah, that just speaks for itself. Yeah, this really just was, oh my gosh, it was just a freaking phenomenal film, and I just loved every second of this film. This film was just absolutely insane. Yeah, and yeah, it really did serve as like a really satisfying finale to really just this era of Marvel. And yeah, this just really was just an outstanding film. So yeah, this film does pretty much like have an ensemble cast. I mean, yeah, on the poster, of course, it's listed like every character who still was around after like every the disintegration in Infinity War. So yeah, it like has a Robert Downey Jr., Chris Evans, Mark Ruffalo, Chris Hemsworth, Scarlett Johansson, Jeremy Renner, Don Cheadle, Paul Rudd, Brie Larson, Kieran Gillen, Bradley Cooper, and Josh Brolin. And yeah, I mean, they're all like really good, and it also has a Gwyneth Paltrow in it as a Pepper Potts, and also John Favreau is happy, and so yeah, and Denai Guerrera as Okoye. So yeah, so pretty much like everybody that actually did survive from the events of Infinity War after like Thanos completed the gauntlet. Well, they're like the ones that are really listed as the stars for this film, while like everyone who disintegrated really wasn't featured as really part of the main cast of this film, even though like what does happen with them at the like the last hour or so of this film. Well, probably not really the last hour, but yeah, sort of like around the last 30 minutes, 45 minutes, like sometime like that. But yeah, this just really was an absolutely awesome film, and I loved it. So, oh yeah, so yeah, like I said, with all the casting here that is like listed as the main cast of this film, like it does feature Iron Man, Captain America, Thor, Hulk, uh, a Black Widow, Hawkeye, I am Okoye, Nebula, Rocket, Thanos. Yeah, they pretty. Yeah, just like does feature like everyone that is still around, like I've been saying. Yeah, and yeah, everyone in this film just does really, really good. It really does have a good story of like how they are really wanting to really just undo what Thanos did in Infinity War and bring everybody back. And I really do like what they do try to do with this. I mean, yeah, they could have like really just done something like pretty simple, where they just like have just like try to just track Thanos down and really just let's try to defeat him and do something like that would have brought everybody back. But they actually like change it up. They actually do like something differently for how they want to really reverse the events of what Thanos did. Because, apparently, like Thanos, after he did complete his goal, like the Infinity Stones just ended up being destroyed. So what the Avengers decide to do is they decide to actually go back in time to retrieve the stones before what Thanos actually did do in Infinity War, and they want to just really just construct the reconstruct the Infinity Gauntlet so they can like reverse the effects of what Thanos did and actually bring everybody back. And yeah, I actually really do like that. That like it really was done in a very clever way where they just didn't really just go for the basic formula. They actually did like stir things up and make it more interesting. Yeah, and of course like this film, while it does like the main cast of this film is everyone who did survive me. Of course, I do have just about everybody from all the previous films like reprising their roles in this film as well. Like you do have a Benedict Cumberbatch, Chadwick Boseman, Tom Holland, Zoe Saldana, Evangeline Lilly, Elizabeth Olsen, Anthony Mackie, Sebastian Stan, Tom Hiddleston, Palm Cliff, Mentif, Batista, Letitia Wright, Michael Douglas, Michelle Pfeiffer, Kobe Smulders, Linda Cardellini, yeah, Vin Diesel, Chris Pratt, Samuel L. Jackson, and Michael James Shaw, Terry no Terry, and they all like reprise all of their roles from all the previous films that did come before this. This this as well as Tessa Thompson is back, like as Valkyrie, as well as Rene Russo as Frigga, John Slatery, Tilda Swanson, Haley Atwell, Marissa Tomei, uh, Taika Waititi, Maximiliano Fernandez, Kellen Mulvey, Frank Grillo, Jacob Batalon, Robert Redford, Ty Simpkins, Winston Duke, Angela Bassett, William Hurt, Ross Marquand, and Carrie Condon. They all reprised their roles as well, and even like uh, Natalie Portman just kind of like reprised her role with Jane as well, but it was like through unused footage from For the Dark World. So yeah, this film really just does have like an enormous cast of characters. But yeah, I mean, yeah, I guess that was like to be expected since yeah, this film really was going to feature like pretty much absolutely everybody that's been introduced so far, which was what it was expected with Infinity War. But here, like, you do have the characters that weren't in Infinity War, so yeah, this film pretty much does feature everybody that has been introduced in the MCU, and yeah, it just really was just it just seems so surreal to finally see absolutely everybody together in this film. So yeah, I just really did love that, and yeah, this film just it was just so freaking excellent, and it really did like answer some of the questions that were asked after people did see the trailers, like such as like how uh, Ant Man did get out of the quantum realm, and how Iron Man and Nebula did get back to Earth, and yeah, questions like that. Yeah, we did get the answers to those in this actual movie. So yeah, so yeah, this just was an absolutely phenomenal film. I would probably place this probably on par with the first Avengers film. It really was just a great film, maybe even greater. And this could people could really make the argument that this is the greatest MCU film ever now. So yeah, it really was just a phenomenal film. So yeah, I think I would probably have to give this film a solid 4 stars out of 4. I mean, it just really was just so great. I mean, yeah, really did conclude like this whole story arc that's been going on ever since it began. I mean, yeah, and you also did have like some heart wrenching moments in this one as well, like some sad scenes. Like there were like a couple of deaths of a couple of characters characters in this film, like that people have really grown to love. So yeah, this really did turn out to really be like kind of emotional to see like characters go like that. Yeah, man. Yeah, but yeah, you also like did have like just tons of action scenes in here and a great story or in this film. Yeah, like I've been saying, like this film really does just really is the second half of the story that Infinity War started, and it continues the story and finishes it off. And yeah, it just is just a really, really, really awesome film, and it is just oh man, this is like totally worth the watch. Like of course, like this is the first day it's out, but yeah, you yeah don't even miss seeing this film. Like, get your ass over to the movie theater and go see this movie because it just, yeah, you have to see this. It is just a great film. Okay, so, all right, so I guess I'll just go over the plot of this film and just the purpose and story of it. So, yeah, as the movie opens up, it does show like Hawkeye is like with his family while he was also under house arrest. But then it shows that his wife and kids ended up being disintegrated away as well after Thanos did complete the Infinity Gauntlet. Yeah, and then it does show how Tony and Nebula are like still like in space and pretty much just lost. And through the damaged Iron Man helmet, like he tries to send a message to Pepper that this could be his last. He could die by the mornings because they're running out of oxygen. But then, overnight, like Captain Marvel then showed up, and then yeah, she ended up bringing Tony and Nebula back to Earth. So yeah, and that a mid-credit scene from Captain Marvel where she appears years after Bruce, Black Widow, Captain America, and Rhodey were like examining the signal that Fury sent out in her appearing. Yeah, that wasn't actually featured in this film, so I don't know if that originally was actually supposed to be in this film, but they ended up cutting it. But yeah, it wasn't in this film. So yeah, that wasn't really her introduction here. Yeah, the way she was introduced in this film was like the way that really a lot of people were expecting it to be, with her actually saving Tony and Nebula in space. So yeah, she brought them back to Earth. And then, like, the remaining Avengers, with Tony and Nebula, as well as Natasha, Bruce, Steve, Rocket, Thor, and Rhodey, they were just talking about how, like, what they should do to really uh, reverse what Thanos did. And then they eventually were able to track Thanos down. And so then all of them then, like, a journey to the planet Thanos was on. And then they ended up finding him, and yeah, they of course like were like telling him to hand over the gauntlet and the Infinity Stones to reverse the actions. But yeah, Thanos told them that he destroyed the Infinity Stones to prevent any further use now that his work was done. And then yeah, Thor then just ended up like going for the head like Thanos told him in Infinity War, and Thor decapitated Thanos. So yeah, and that kind of like made you think that well, it kind of made it seem like that was like it was going to be a really short movie, like it was just going to be just that. Yeah, but yeah, then it cut to 5 years later. So yeah, it's been 5 years since the events of Infinity War, and then it showed that Scott ended up escaping through the quantum realm, and the way that he actually did escape through it is like in the van with the tunnel to the quantum realm that Hank and Hope had built. Both just showed that there was a rat like crawling across the controls. Well, then it ended up releasing Scott from the quantum realm. And then when Scott was released, then he saw what had happened that it was a lot of the population was gone, and then he eventually then saw that Cassie was still there, and it showed that Cassie is now much older. Like, well, she was older. Not, I shouldn't say much older, but she was older since it's been like 5 years. Like Cassie is now a teenager, and of course, like when she saw her dad, she was happy to see him. Yeah, and eventually, Scott then and went to the Avengers compound, and then he was telling Nat and Steve what had happened to him because of course like they thought that he was one of the ones that was disintegrated as well. But then, yeah, he told them that he was in the quantum realm, and he also told them that despite like 5 years actually passing in reality, while he was in the quantum realm, it was only 5 hours. Until then, yeah, Scott then like came up with the theory that quantum realm can actually like act as a time machine and can uh, allow time travel. So then Nat, Steve, and Scott then eventually were able to track Tony down to try to help them like travel across time to retrieve the Infinity Stones. And this film also showed that now Tony was a father with Pepper, and they now have a daughter. And so yeah, at first Tony like was really resistant on helping them and stop Thanos and like retrieve the Infinity Stones. But then and after Tony like then like reflected upon what had happened to Peter, aka Spider-Man, and he then ended up like agreeing, and then like the Nat, Steve, and Scott then like went to Bruce for advice, and it now showed that Bruce was now like the he was like the Hulk, but with his own mind. Kind of like he explained that he now had merged his intelligence with the Hulk after like not being able to transform in Infinity War. So yeah, so pretty much in this film, he is like Professor Hulk pretty much. And yeah. And so then yeah, Peter and Tony worked together to try to stabilize time travel in the quantum realm, and they tested it on Scott, but yeah, they like tried to test out the quantum realm time travel on Scott, and it showed that like at first like when he first like went through the realm and time travel, he came back as kind of like a teenager, and then like he returned as a baby, and then like an old guy, and then finally he came back as himself after the power was cut. Yeah. And then they of course like Nebula and Rocket also like arrived for this mission as well as a Rhodey, yeah, and then Nat then like went to track down Clint, and then she eventually found Clint, and it showed that now Clint was like kind of a vigilante murderer who was pretty much like killing everybody, pretty much trying to like be his own type of Thanos, like pretty much like blaming everyone else that's still alive for what happened, which doesn't quite make sense, but yeah, that and Nat tracked him down and just told him that what he's doing is not going to bring his family back, and then uh, Bruce and Rocket then went down to Norway, which was apparently like the new Asgard, or for all the Asgardians. And then with the help of Valkyrie, they were able to find Thor. And it showed that in this film now, Thor was like pretty out of shape. Like he like was like having a gut and always drinking, and he did like have his long hair back. So yeah, at least now Thor got his long hair back. Yeah. Yeah, and Thor was like kind of reluctant to help at first, but then eventually Thor ended up agreeing. And then yeah, Scott then like just uh, showed told everyone that all of Hank, they only have like enough of the quantum time travel energy that Hank created they did, to do like one round trip for each of them. So then yeah, split up into like different groups to like go back in time before Thanos had actually uh, collected all the Infinity Stones and go back in time to collect them themselves to create their own outlet. So yeah, they like traveled back in time through like a few different periods of like previous Marvel films, like Bruce, Cap, Ant Man, and Iron Man, and traveled to New York in 2012 during like their fight in the first Avengers film, you know, to find the Time Stone. And then yeah, Bruce then like came across the Ancient One, who is still played by Tilda Swinton. And yeah, the Ancient One was kind of a resistant of handing over the Time Stone to Bruce at first, but then yeah, after like he had said like what had happened, he explained to the Ancient One what had happened, and he promised to return it. The Ancient One eventually then handed the Time Stone over to Bruce, who said that like in this film, Captain America or Steve was now back in the classic Captain America suit. Like he wasn't like wearing the same stuff that he did in Infinity War. He was back to this style again. So yeah, it's good that well, it's good to see him back in the original outfit, and even like when Tony came to the compound, he gave him back the shield. So yeah, it's good that he's got like the classic outfit back. Yeah, yeah. And then Thor and Rocket then ended up like traveling back to 2013 into Asgard during the events of Thor: The Dark World when he brought Jane to Asgard with him. And and after and as Thor was like really as he was talking with his mother again, since he was happy to see his mother alive again, she like had known that Thor had like traveled through time to come back to retrieve the Reality Stone from Jane. And then once a Rocket got a hold of it, then like Thor actually was able to like get his hammer back. So yeah, good to see Thor getting his hammer again in this film. Yeah, and they traveled back, and also well, uh, Clint, Nat, at Rhodey and Nebula can like travel back in time, pretty much to the events of the first Guardians of the Galaxy, where uh, Rhodey and Nebula were after the Power Stone, pretty much like trying to get it before Star Lord had actually found it at the start of the first Guardians of the Galaxy film, while Clint and Nat were traveling to Vormir to uh, collect the Soul Stone from the Red Skull, and and as Rhodey and Nebula were searching for the Power Stone on Morag, like it was then like showing that Nebula's cybernetic implants were like interfacing with her with herself from that times, and this was still like when Nebula and Gamora were still like associated with Thanos, both as his daughters. So then like Thanos like and the past Nebula and Gamora, or them like eventually like caught on to what the Avengers were actually trying to do. So then um yeah, Thanos then just sent past Nebula, to go after like present Nebula, and pretty much like go in her place, at least as a spy. Yeah, yeah. And then, of course, then like when Clint and Nat then like got to Vormir for the Soul Stone, like the Red Skull was there and was pretty much telling them exactly what he had said to Thanos in Infinity War, that someone actually had to be, well, someone that they loved actually had to be sacrificed in order to obtain the Soul Stone. So then, you then Clint and Nat were really just bickering about like being sacrificed, like sacrificing themselves so the other one can collect the soul stone. And then yeah, Clint tried to sacrifice himself, but then you know Nat stopped him, and then she tried to sacrifice herself, and then eventually, like as they were both a dangling, and Clint was holding on to Nat. Eventually, like she did fall, and she fell down to her death. So yeah, Black Widow ended up dying in this film, which is pretty sad, seeing how she's become such a beloved character in the MCU, and people have just really wanted to see her have her own film, and then yeah, she ended up being killed in this film. So yeah, that was actually a pretty sad moment. But yeah, well, as a result of that, then Clint was able to obtain the Soul Stone, and then once all the stones were then gathered, like they all then just and, transported back to the present time. But then after like they had realized that Nat was killed, of course, Clint was devastated by that, and Bruce and Steve were crushed as well. So yeah, it just showed like the effect that he had on them. Oh, and I should also say like during the time where like uh, Bruce, Iron Man, Cap, and Ant Man like were in their time, like when they went back in time to like the events of the first Avengers. There was like more stuff that went down. Of course, like they were after the Space Stone and the Tesseract. But yeah, during like as Loki was being captured, as there was like some um uh talking going on between Tony and some of the Shield agents. Uh, Ant Man actually like went inside of past Tony and like cut off the power of the arc reactor, and he like ended up being passed out. And they tried to get to the Tesseract, which was inside the briefcase. But yeah, as Tony tried to snatch it away, like Hulk then just ended up knocking Tony out, and then like the Tesseract ended up going loose, and then Loki ended up taking the Tesseract and teleporting away with it. And yeah, that was also a funny scene where uh, present Captain America actually like came face to face with past Captain America, and they were like fighting with each other, and they like threw each other's shields at each other and stuff. So yeah, it's kind of a funny moment. And then to come up with another way to get the Tesseract, then Captain America and Iron Man, or Steve and Tony, then like use the last of their time travel particles to travel back to 1970 at the Shield headquarters, or just to steal the Tesseract. And it like we got a scene where Tony actually did see his father Howard, and yeah, they were just talking with each other. This was actually during the time when Howard's wife was actually pregnant with Tony, and they were just talking with each other about like how much a kid means and so on. Yeah, pretty just a heartfelt conversation between them, and Tony didn't realize how much his father actually did care about him. And yeah, there was also a part like with Steve in disguise, and then he actually did see Peggy again, which of course like would like lead to how this film ended. So yeah, he was happy, of course, that got to see a Peggy again. Yeah, so yeah, but then yeah, like I said, once they all like gathered the stones and got back to the present, then they like used all of the all the stones to like reconstruct the Infinity Gauntlet, and then Bruce then put the gauntlet on, and snapped, and then at first like you really didn't know what had happened if like everyone that disintegrated was brought back, but then yeah, after like some help from past Nebula, who was did teleport back to the president in place of the president Gamora, where she actually did help Thanos. It was like a transport with his ship to the present day, and then yeah, Thanos ended up attacking the Avengers compound, and as a Hulk, Rhodey, and Rocket seemed to be pinned down by some of the rubble. Well, then Captain America, Thor, and Iron Man then confronted Thanos, and fought with them. And Thor actually used both the hammer and the Stormbreaker, so that was cool. And yeah, as the three of them tried to fight Thanos off, then eventually Captain America showed that he was worthy enough to hold Thor's hammer. But eventually Thanos ended up overpowering him, and them all, and then he summoned his army to go up against them. But then, and like over time, President Gamora then convinced past Gamora to turn against Thanos, telling her what's going to happen to her in the future. And eventually, he the past Gamora ended up being killed. Yeah, and then once Thanos then summoned his army, then it just showed then him. There were all the um yeah, that showed then all the magical portals from Doctor Strange, and then it just showed like everybody that disintegrated then came back. It showed Black Panther first coming through, who, and then eventually like a Doctor Strange came through. It had a Drax, Mantis, and Star Lord, and Groot. It showed Pepper actually arriving, and Spider Man, and Hope, and yeah, as well as like all of the and Wong was there, and all of the sorcerers, as well as the pretty much like and Scarlet Witch also came back, and the armies of Asgard and Wakanda and the Ravagers. Pretty much like everyone who disintegrated made a return here. And then they all like of course like banded together to fight Thanos' army, and then in this moment like that was just freaking awesome, and this really did like really make the film like it's really like mostly because of this. Well, at least this is a huge contribution of what made this film so freaking awesome. Just seeing everybody together like this was just so surreal. And of course, like we had a bunch of reunions, reunions right here. Like of course, uh, Spider-Man and Iron Man reuniting, and Star Lord and Gamora, Rocket and Groot. Just a bunch of reunions right here. And then Pepper also showed up in like her own Iron suit, so it was cool to finally see her in action. Yeah, and of course Scott and Hope also reunited here as well. So yeah, everyone just playing together, and it actually showed like how powerful Thanos really was. Like when he was fighting Captain America, he actually did uh, break the shield. Like the shield actually like kept breaking, like snapping and stuff. So yeah, just goes to show how powerful Thanos really was. Yeah, yeah. And then eventually, Captain Marvel also ended up arriving as well. Oh, and she ended up destroying Thanos' ship. And then Hawkeye and like just tried to keep the Infinity Gauntlet away from Thanos, but then and eventually like after some of Thanos' army actually get to Hawkeye, and he dropped the gauntlet. Thanos then like got a hold of the gauntlet as well and then put it back on him. But when he actually snapped, nothing happened, and it showed that Tony had actually stolen the stones off the gauntlet, and then he pretty much like used them to make his own Infinity Gauntlet, and then he ended up snapping, and then that ended up like just disintegrating away Thanos' army, and then Thanos himself. So then this was the true defeat of Thanos. But then and also like ever and just like how much energy was in the gauntlet, just it ended up just all the energy it released, it actually ended up being lethal to Tony, and it ended up killing him. And of course, Rhodey, Peter, and Pepper were just all crushed by that, and it just showed like Tony slowly dying, and eventually, and after like he was talking to Pepper, he just eventually ended up dying. So Iron Man has died. So this must have. So this was a truly heart wrenching moment as well. And then and like in the aftermath, and then like just showed like all the more reunions. Like it showed Hawkeye or Clint being reunited with his family. Showed Peter back at school reunited with Ned. Had Scott and Hope with Cassie. Cassie showed T'Challa or Black Panther back in Wakanda. Yeah, it just showed everyone. and like reuniting in their homes and stuff, and then yeah, and then like have a pre-recorded message from Tony, just like giving narration for this, just saying like just giving like advice and stuff, just giving like a speech because he said that if he would die, he should have a pre-recorded a speech or something. Yeah, yeah, and it just like ended up being a whole funeral, and it just like had a Tony's arc reactor set on top of a wreath that ended up just being floated away in a flame, and it just showed like absolutely everybody was there. It showed Cat was there, Hair, and it showed Pepper was there, and Peter was there with Aunt May. Bruce was there, and it showed Doctor Strange and Wong were there. It showed Scott and Hope were there with Hank and Janet. And it, all the Guardians were there. Captain Marvel was there. Scarlet Witch was there. Nick Fury was there. Yeah, yeah, just about like everybody was there for his funeral. Yeah. And then, like afterwards, like Thor like made Valkyrie the new queen of New Asgard and ended up joining up with the Guardians of the Galaxy. Let's see, and like they ended up like yeah, just like funny thing with Thor kind of bickering with a Star Lord about commanding the ship and stuff. Yeah, yeah, and then it also showed that Steve like ended up like deciding to be the one to go and return the Infinity Stones as well as Thor's hammer to the original places in time before. Yeah, and yeah, he ended up like going, and then it just ended with like he didn't actually like come back as himself. It then just showed now it showed like Steve like older like an elderly Steve Rogers pretty much now like he just had yeah it was like he wasn't actually going to become frozen at the end of the first film and yeah he then just showed then he just passed on his shield to Sam so yeah I guess now yeah this means Sam is now the new Captain America which actually does make sense that he actually was one of the ones who to become Captain America after Steve Rogers and then just ended with showing that he now like actually like lived in the past has lived out the rest of his life like with Peggy after meeting and he married her and it just the film then just ended showing them dancing together so yeah oh yeah and I should also mention yeah in this film like I'm the part where Steve and Tony go to the 70s we have the cameo from Stanley and what could be his final whole cameo in the Marvel films where it actually does show him kind of as a digitally de-aged car driver. So yeah, I guess that could be Stanley's final cameo in Marvel films. Yeah, but yeah, then the film then cut to credits and yeah, it just like showed like listed off every cast member in this film pretty much that has reprised their role, and then but then like when it got to the six main Avengers that actually like had like their signatures scrolling across the screen. Yeah, so I guess similar to like at the end of Star Trek Six, how that was the end of an era, and this is the end of an era as well. So yeah, a really great way to really pretty much end the original Avenger era in the MCU. So yeah, that's great to see. So yeah, yeah, and there was no mid credits or post credit scene in here, so it's like they were really making this like giving this an actual true send off, not ending it off on any cliffhangers or anything to set up for any future films. So yeah, so yeah, this truly is the end of an era. Rest in peace to Iron Man and rest in peace to Black Widow. So yeah, this definitely was a really great film. And it just really was just unbelievable and so surreal to finally see absolutely everybody together. So yeah, truly was an awesome movie. So I do give it a solid 4 stars. It just really was so great and quite possibly the best Marvel film ever. So yeah. So yeah, I'm not. Yeah, with this being the end of an era, I'm not really sure what Marvel is planning to do now. I mean, the only announced films they have so far are to come up next is Spider-Man: Far From Home. Nothing else has been made official yet. I mean, yeah, they do have like a Doctor Strange sequel plan, as well as a Black Panther sequel plan, and the third Guardians of the Galaxy is now back in development, like I said. And so yeah, I'm not really too sure what to expect. And of course, like what's gonna happen with like X-Men and Fantastic Four and stuff. When are like the Fox Marvel properties gonna be integrated in here as well? I mean, is the upcoming Dark Phoenix movie gonna set that up? So yeah, just you know, who knows what to expect next with the MCU and what they plan to do now. Will they plan to do more Avengers films with like a new generation of Avengers, like with Sam and Scarlet Witch and Ant Man and Wasp and all them? Like, are they going to be coming in as new Avengers now? And could that set up for? Will that be like if they ever do any other Avenger movies after this? Yeah, I guess only time will tell. But yeah, this definitely was just a really phenomenal film and a great send off and finale for like the original Avengers era. So yeah, go see this film. It is definitely totally worth it. All right, so yeah, this film, well, yeah, this video has already lasted about 40 minutes, so I think I should probably like this. We just conclude it off here, but yeah, definitely a really great film, definitely worth a watch. Actually, yeah, definitely go see this film. It is such a great film. All right, so yeah, I guess that's all I can really say about it. So this is my thoughts on Avengers Endgame. Definitely a great film. So yeah, go see it. It is so freaking awesome. All right, so I hope you guys did enjoy this video. Hope you stuck around for the whole thing. I knew it was. This has been like a 40-minute video, but yeah, this was a 3-hour film, so I did have a lot to talk about with it. So yeah, but I hope you guys did enjoy this video, and yeah, thank you to everybody who tuned into the Phase 3 MCU reviews. Yeah, I just wanted to catch up on it in honor of this film since there have been several that have come out since I did it a few years ago. So yeah, I hope thank you to everybody who tuned into these, and I hope you enjoyed them. So yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys later.